Ever wondered who the power couple was behind the Apostle Paul's ministry? It wasn't just Paul on his own. He had an amazing support system, and at the heart of it were a husband and wife named Aquila and Priscilla. Today, we're diving into the story of Aquila, a key figure you might have overlooked in the New Testament. So, who was Aquila? He was a Jewish tent maker, originally from a region called Pontus, which is in modern-day Turkey. He and his wife, Priscilla, were living in Rome until a major event changed everything. The Emperor Claudius issued an edict expelling all Jews from the city. This forced relocation led them to Corinth, and that's where their story intersects with the Apostle Paul's. Their relationship was a true partnership. In the Bible, Aquila and Priscilla are almost always mentioned together. They were partners in business, life, and ministry. They opened their home to Paul, and since Paul was also a tent maker, they worked side by side. Imagine the conversations they must have had while crafting tent sharing stories, discussing theology, and praying for the new believers in the city. Their collaboration with Paul was crucial. When Paul left Corinth, Aquila and Priscilla went with him to Ephesus. There they continued their ministry. They famously encountered a passionate and eloquent preacher named Apollos. They saw his potential, but also noticed gaps in his understanding. So they took him aside and explained the way of God more accurately. They weren't just followers. They were leaders and teachers in their own right, building up the church. So what's Aquila's significance? He represents the vital role that ordinary people, not just apostles, played in the explosive growth of the early church. He and Priscilla demonstrate the power of hospitality, mentorship, and using your profession for a greater purpose. They hosted churches in their home, mentored future leaders, and supported Paul's mission financially and emotionally. Their story shows us that ministry isn't confined to a pulpit. It happens in workshop, homes, and everyday relationships. Aquila was a dedicated craftsman, a loving husband, and a faithful servant of God who left a lasting legacy. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the unsung heroes of the Bible. See you next time.